Tonight's story is The Gift of the Sun. One day, the sun was delayed, and just as it was hurrying to hide behind a great mountain, a dreadful hour swooped down upon it and tried to swallow it. The sun was frightened and stopped. A young shepherd saw the hour, ran straight toward it, and with all his strength struck it with his great crooked staff. He struck, and he killed the hour. "Thank you, brave youth," said the sun. "You saved me from death. Come with me. You will clear my name before my father for being late, and he will reward you for saving me." "I will come, since you still need me," replied the shepherd, "but not for the reward. I want to tell your father that you were late so that you might shine longer for the people." The sun and the shepherd set out together toward the palaces of the sun. On the way, the radiant sun said, "Brave youth, whatever reward my father may offer you, do not take it. Ask only for the spirited white horse with the black tail." They reached the palaces of the sun. Everything there shone with a blinding light. The shepherd hid behind the sun so that he would not burn and would not be blinded by the glare. "Why do you come so late?" The son's father scolded his son, and the son told him all that had happened. Then the father said, "And why did you not bring this brave shepherd so that I might reward him richly?" "He is behind me, father," said the son. "He hides from the light so that he will not burn and will not be blinded." Then the son's father cast a cloud to dim the light a little, and the young man came forward. "You, brave youth, save my son from death. What reward do you wish me to give you?" asked the son's father. "I want nothing," replied the shepherd. "I have done nothing worth such a reward. I came here only to tell you that the sun was late so that it might shine longer for the people on the earth." "That may be so, but I cannot send you away without a reward. You saved the sun, and the earth cannot exist without it. You have done good to all people. I give you as much gold as you wish and can carry. My son will see you on your way and help you." "I want no gold, I want nothing," the young man repeated. "I cannot let you go without rewarding you, brave youth," the son's father insisted. "Very well then," the shepherd finally agreed. "Let me choose one of your horses." The son's father agreed and led him to choose a horse. "I want this horse, the white one with the black tail," said the young shepherd. "You do not need this horse, lad. It is very fierce," said the son's father. "It does not matter that it is fierce. I will try with kindness." There was nothing the son's father could do, for he had promised the young man to give him whatever he wished. The shepherd mounted the white horse with the black tail and set out to travel the world. For a long time the horse galloped on until it stopped at the shore of the sea. The shepherd saw a bright light upon the sand. "What is that?" he asked the horse. "The hair of the sea queen," the animal replied. "Go and take it. You will need it." The young man dismounted and took the shining hair, and then the horse galloped at full speed away from the shore. After some time, the two of them reached the land of the frogs. The ruler there was the ugly frog king. The young man wished to go to the capital to see the palace and the king himself. "I will take you there," said the horse, "but you will enter the city alone." Soon they came near the high stone gates of the city. The young shepherd dismounted to go on by himself, and the white horse said to him, "Take my bridle and guard it as you would your own eyes. Sleep with it, rise with it. You will need it. If you are in need of help, only shake it and I will come at once." The young man took the bridle and entered the capital city. At the time, the royal herald was walking through the streets and squares, calling out that the frog king was looking for a groom. The king had 3 horses. They were very fearsome. Whenever anyone entered their stable, they tore themselves free from the strong straps with which they were tied, and with their heavy hooves they would begin to trample the man fiercely, and then they would devour him. For this reason, no one dared to become the king's groom, even though the pay was very high. And every day the herald went through the city seeking for a groom. As soon as the young man heard that the royal messenger was crying out, he went straight to the palace and said to the servants, "I will become the groom." They led him at once to the stable, and there, even at the threshold, he took out the hair of the sea queen. The strong white blinded the horses. "Hey, Dorcho! Hey, Arab!" the young man called out to them, and they humbly made room for him to pass between them and stood quietly like little lambs. He fed them with grain and took them by the reins to lead them out to water. Amazed, the royal servants ran to the king and told him everything. He ordered at once that the new groom be brought before him. When the young man entered, the king asked him, "How were you able to tame my horses? No one has ever succeeded before." "With this," replied the young man, and he took out the hair of the sea queen. "What is that?" asked the frog king. "The hair of the sea queen," the young man answered. "I command you to bring the sea queen here to me. If you do not, I will put you to death." "King, give me 1 day to think," said the young man. The frog king agreed and gave him 1 day's time. The young man went out beyond the city gates, took out the bridle, and gently shook it. At once the white horse appeared before him, and the shepherd told him what command the frog king had given. "An easy matter," said the horse. "Mount my back and let's go." The young man leapt onto his back, and the white horse galloped wildly. Before long, they reached the shore of the sea. The horse plunged into the water and swam and swam and swam until they came to a great island. On the island stood a vast palace built of beautiful sea stones of strange shapes and of multicolored shells. When the young man saw it, he gasped. The horse quickly entered inside, and the two of them found themselves in the chambers of the sea queen. She was sleeping upon silken bedding. The young man dismounted and drew near to her. "How beautiful she is," he thought of himself. "There is scarcely a forest nymph more beautiful than she is." He took her in his arms, mounted the horse swiftly, and the 3 of them flew back like a whirlwind. At dawn, they reached the Frog Kingdom. Before the city gates, the young man dismounted and awakened the Sea Queen. She started in fear, but the shepherd calmed her and led the maiden before the Frog King. He liked her very much and decided to marry her. But the Sea Queen looked at him in horror and said firmly, "We shall marry, but first you must bathe in the milk of 9 Samudiva Mars, so that you may become more beautiful than I am. And if before that you place the milk upon the fire, you will become the most beautiful on the earth." The Frog King said to the shepherd, "Find at once the milk of 9 Samudiva Mars. If you do not find it, you will lose your head." "Give me 1 day to think," he replied. The king agreed. The young man ran beyond the city gates, shook the bridle, and the white horse appeared at once. The man told the animal what the new command of the Frog King was, and the horse said, "Mount my back at once, and I will take you to the place where you will find the milk of 9 Samudiva Mars." The two of them galloped on, and after some time they reached a high mountain. They climbed to its summit and found themselves upon a wide meadow. The horse neighed, and at once many Samudiva Mars came running onto the meadow. The young man caught 9 of them, milked them, and once again leapt onto the back of his faithful companion. The white horse rushed like a whirlwind toward the Frog Kingdom, and when they reached the city gates, the young man dismounted and carried the milk to the king. The servants lit a fire and placed the milk in a cauldron to boil. The king came to bathe, but he did not dare to enter the boiling milk. "Go on, you enter the cauldron first," he said to the young man. "Let me see whether you will become very handsome, and then I will enter as well." "Give me 1 day to think," said the young man, and he went to consult the horse. "I will turn myself into a donkey," said the enchanted horse. "You will lead me into the palace and tie my bridle to the handle of the cauldron. Then you will enter to bathe in the boiling milk." At that very moment he turned into a donkey. The young man did exactly what he was told. He led the donkey into the palace, tied it to the handle of the cauldron, undressed, and stepped inside. The milk was boiling, and he cried out, "Oh dear, how cold it is! Put more wood on the fire, for I am freezing." The servants began to throw great logs onto the fire, and he continued to cry, "Oh dear, it is still cold. Put on more wood." And from the cauldron came out a wondrously handsome young man, more beautiful even than the Sea Queen. The Frog King, who had become even uglier, said at once, "If he tied a donkey, bathed it in the boiling milk, and became so beautiful, then I will tie a horse to the cauldron." The young man brought the finest of the king's 3 horses and tied it to the handle of the cauldron. The ugly king threw himself into the boiling milk. He screamed for a long time and begged them to pull him out, until at last he melted away and disappeared. The young man married the Sea Queen and sat upon the throne in the Frog Kingdom. And the enchanted white horse always stood before the royal chambers and kept watch over its master. There are many realms and many stories. You may return to them whenever you wish.